computing outside. Classic Empire head-to-head down to the line. Cloud computing wins the Preakness.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's kick off Saturday's Coaching Club American Oaks Pick 6 with our Spa Babies race. We'll throw up the field for race number 6. Nice field of 2-year-olds going 3/4 of a mile. Spendthrift Stallion into Mischief, one of the best, represented by the number 7, Watasha, a first-time starter trained by Chad Brown. You've got a little bit of everything in this race, Nicole. You've got top connections, Pletcher, Asmussen, Brown, etc. You've got first-crop sires like Practical Joke and Gun Runner. You've got some experienced horses. This is what makes Saratoga so great.
Yeah, this is a really fun race, I think. As you mentioned, we have some experienced horses, a couple of them coming out of the same race. We've got established sires, like you said, like Spendthrift's Into Mischief. And we've got some freshman sires who have already made an impact in here. Into Mischief's son, Practical Joke, and Horse of the Year, Gun Runner. It's a really interesting mix of things in this race.
We'll kick things off with a colt down towards the rail, the number 1, Midnight Worker. This is a son of Outwork, trained by Todd Pletcher, a $60,000 yearling. Outwork does pretty good work with 2-year-old debut runners, and there's a lot of pedigree here. The Dam was a quick one, a stakes place dirt sprinter, a versatile and classy pedigree for a dangerous first out barn.
Absolutely. And, Outwork, he was a big, leggy horse who a lot of people remember for his win in the Wood Memorial, but he was actually Uncle Mo's first winner, came out and won going 4.5 furlongs at Keeneland, and he's been able to sire very good early debut 2-year-olds himself, made an impact on the freshman sire list last year, as several sons of Uncle Mo did. You're crossing that over a Speightstown mare with a lot of speed in the family. And this one has been based locally at Saratoga and steadily working locally for Pletcher. Looks like some good local works. With a lot of these horses, I'm going to refer you to the Clocker reports produced by our colleague Mike Welsh and his team. They're not just going to tell you that these horses worked bullets or that these horses worked fast. They'll tell you how they did it, which is just as important.
One of the experienced runners in this race, the number 2, Labard, comes out of a good debut. We're going to watch that race right now from Belmont on June the 26th. And Labard got right up close to the pace. He's going to attack the leader. He's going to eventually make the lead, and he's just going to get run down late by High Oak. 56 Buyer, flattered when the 4th finisher came back to run second in a Saratoga maiden with a 61, and this more than ready colt can certainly improve off the debut.
Absolutely, especially considering the female family he's from. The Dam Askin for Money was a really nice mare, a multiple graded stakes winner. She did take a few races to find her stride, though. She finally broke her maiden in her 6th career start in December of her 2-year-old year. I'm expecting her foals to maybe need a bit of time themselves, and I'm sure this one will have learned something from his debut.
The number 3, Bourbon Heist, attracts Javier Castellano, a son of First Crop Sally and Practical Joke. And the Practical Jokes have gotten off to a great start. There's a lot of speed on the bottom of this pedigree. And this horse took some money in his debut. Ian Wilkes trained horses usually need a couple of races. Bourbon Heist can certainly take a step forward.
Yeah, and that was a pretty good maiden. The runner-up came back to win, and the winner of that Churchill debut, Ottoman Empire, just finished 4th in the Sanford opening weekend at Saratoga, beaten a neck for 3rd. That race was won by another son of Practical Joke, the Promising Wit, and Practical Joke by Into Mischief, a multiple grade 1 winner, a grade 1 winner at 2. You would certainly expect him to succeed with his 2-year-olds, and so far he has done just that.
The number 4 is Chileno, a son of Gun Runner, a $375,000 son of Gun Runner, and the Dam was a multiple grade 1 stakes winner going long on the turf in South America. This horse ran just fine in his debut for Steve Asmussen, who excels with his second out maidens, and he faced a horse, the runner-up, that came back and immediately won at Ellis Park with a 53 Buyer speed figure. Lots to like. Are you surprised that Gun Runner is having this much success this early in his stud career?
I am slightly surprised. Gun Runner, of course, was a good 2-year-old later in the season, a very good 3-year-old, and then just nearly untouchable as an older horse. I definitely expect them to get better. That said, half of the equation is the mare. And if you breed a later developing type stallion to a mare to get 2-year-old success, certainly you have a right to have 2-year-old success. Gun Runner, they've really run well so far. This one, Chileno, coming out of the same debut as Bourbon Heist, that race won by Ottoman Empire. This horse, I think he could ultimately run on either surface, but the Steve Asmussen horses, they're an excellent second out barn. And Asmussen has sent out a few of the winners by Gun Runner. I think he's got these horses figured out. Of course, he trained their sire to such success.
Here's the 5, Fan the Fire, a son of Hard Spun. This one was a $45,000 buyback as a yearling, then galloped at the March 2-year-old sale and sold for $70,000. The dam's a foal to Ride on Curlin, who placed in the Preakness, but was a pretty good sprinter in his day. So there is some versatility. There's a little bit of turf. There's a little bit of dirt for this pedigree. Michael Maker and Three Diamonds Farm have had lots of success.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned that Ride on Curlin was a very fast horse as well, because a lot of fast horses in that family, I believe it's the family of Victory Ride and some other very quick horses. The hard spuns I do tend to like a little bit, with a little more distance behind them, but this one is a nice long work tab, giving him some foundation, some quick works mixed in with some steadier works. And again, I'll refer you to the Clocker report on this one. It looks like a horse with an interesting pattern.
The number 6 is Faith Runner, a son of Medaglia d'Oro, sold for $300,000 as a yearling. The dam was a multiple stakes winner at 2, a sprint winner over synthetic in her second lifetime start, also a winner on turf, I believe going a mile. She is a half to Bordenaro, who is a grade 1 stakes winning sprinter. This colt should be fit, Nicole. He has been working regularly since April 13th at Churchill for Dallas Stewart.
Absolutely. Another one with a nice long work tab, a great foundation. You see the Medaglia d'Oro over an Empire Maker mare, and you think, well, this horse is going to want to go long. But as you said, right up front, there's so much speed with Bordenaro and others in the family. And Dallas Stewart sometimes can connect at good value. And I like that this one has John Velasquez for his debut.
Number 7 is Watasha, owned by Peter Brandt for Chad Brown. This is a son of Spendthrift Stallion Into Mischief, a half to Our Caravan, a stakes-winning dirt router, and this one sold for $450,000 as a yearling. And why not? The dam is a half-sister to Cigar Mile winner Jersey Town, the second dam, the extremely quick Jersey Girl.
Yeah, so much speed and sprint speed, miler type speed in that female family. And what can you say about Into Mischief? He is the 2-time reigning leading general sire, but he really rose to prominence early in his career as a sire of outstanding 2-year-olds and really hasn't slowed down in that regard at all. Watasha has another one that has a bullet work locally.
Volcanic, the number 8, goes out for Mark Casse. This one ran into 2 next out winners in his career debut at Churchill. They earned good buyers when winning. One a 69 over a synthetic track, the other a 74 over a turf track. We see a lot of class in this family. The dam's a half to several graded stakes horses, including Sapphire and Silk. I like Violence. He's a really good 2-year-old stallion.
Yeah, absolutely. And it surprises me with the numbers he throws up that I think he's even a little bit underrated as a 2-year-old stallion. This horse, as you mentioned, faced some nice horses, it looks like, on debut, and came out of that debut on June 4th and fired a bullet work at Belmont on July 5th. I really love it when 2-year-olds come out of their debuts and work well. To me, that says, they're graduating to being a real racehorse. The light bulb is coming on. They came out of that first racing experience, which can be a big learning curve, and they want more.
Our Spa Baby race on Saturday is a true handicapping puzzle, but handicapping the 9 Irish Sea is a puzzle In and of itself, the horse is by Honor Code, who's okay with 2-year-old first-time starters, 9%. Sometimes they do better with additional distance and maturity, but the Dam was very fast, a juvenile debut winner that was a Grade 2 stakes-winning dirt sprinter. And then you say, well, should McGahey? He doesn't really win often with first-time starters, but Jose Ortiz takes them out, and this horse has a bullet workout at Fair Hill.
Yeah, I think this horse, as you said, it's a really interesting mix of stamina and late development over speed and early ability. The honor codes really improved, I thought, from 2 to 3 and then from 3 to 4. Max Player recently winning the Suburban immediately comes to mind. But Irish Jasper was a very good and very quick race filly. With this horse, I'll advise you to take a little bit of a paddock handicapping approach. Go take a look at him and see if he looks like sort of a blocky sprinter type, win early type, or if this is a leggier horse that's there for some experience and is going to benefit from a little bit more ground and experience. Does the horse look very mature? Do they look a little bit immature to your eyes? When you see that kind of mixture in a pedigree, sometimes that in-person handicapping can really be your asset.
Our final horse entered in the main body of the field is the 10 Fluid Situation by Warriors Reward, 14% with 2-year-old debut runners. This horse sold for $200,000 in April after breezing a quarter mile in a quick 21 seconds flat. Nice family. John Terranova can win with a first-time starter, and I like Terranova and Rosario. That is a strong trainer-jockey combination.
Yeah, and I really like that after this horse worked well and worked a quarter mile, which is something you only do with a really mature horse in April, that it looks like he came out of that and kept ticking right along in a true work tab on the racetrack for his new connections. Warriors Reward, a Grade 1 winner around one turn, and a sneaky good son of Medaglia d'Oro standing regionally.
Top pick time to kick off the $1 Pick 6 on Coaching Club American Oak Saturday at the Spa. You like Chileno in here, and why not? It's an Asmussen-trained second-time starter with a lovely pedigree coming out of a live debut race.
Yeah, that was ultimately what swayed me. I do think that debut was very live, and I think the 2-year-olds in particular coming out of Churchill Downs this spring pretty live. We've already seen one of those take the Schuylerville at this meet, so I do think it's a good group. I did use your top selection, Dan, Faith Runner. I think that's a terrific work tab under that horse.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this work tab. He should be fit. Now, as you mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised if this horse wants a little bit more ground just on the face of the pedigree. I'm hoping there is enough speed close up that he'll be able to show that speed under John Velasquez. He should be a good price. I think Labard's going to run a decent race second time out for Saffie Joseph, although I usually don't like horses coming out of bunched finish races on the dirt. You could go so many different ways in here, and Nicole's going 4, 6, 7, and 9. I'm going 6, 2, 8, and 4. It's our Spa Baby race for Saturday, July the 24th. Our coverage presented by Spendthrift.